Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monifactory. All right, so here we are today, episode 111. Last episode, I think we sent off the T11 microminer, and we ended up getting some scrap back. And between episodes, I went ahead and I processed all of that scrap. And as you can see now, we have holmium as well as the ingot right here. But yeah, so just kind of go over this stuff here. So all the scrap goes into a sifter, and then we get either, some extra parts of whole back. We get some ruthenium, tritium, americium, and neutronate dust. And then we get these ruined machine parts, right? So the ruined machine parts, they break down into all kinds of new things: tronium, yttrium, barium cuprate, graphene, these ruined parts, and those break down further. You get some of this, and there's, I believe I actually made a electromagnetic separator for this off camera. I must have, because I don't think it's being utilized, but I'll get to that in a second. And pretty much everything breaks down to holmium, right? There's also the scrap, the whole, again, more kind of crystal matrix, titanium, neutronium. There's this holmium compound, and that with an autoclave with PTFE, which I've already set up, breaks down to more holmium. So yeah, holmium now will be good to start getting into UEV components. And put those away. Now, there's been some other things that I've done off camera. Let's try to go check all that out. So in here, I did a little bit of compressing of the small Nuculear reactors. You'll notice that they are double wide, or I guess quadruple wide. There we go. So effectively, we have a 2x2 of NAC reactors. And down here, I have it set up like this. We have the power, the input on both sides, and the output. And yeah, that spits out to, again, our battery over here, which looking good. And I did the same thing over here, compressed that one. And I kind of remodeled this area a little bit to account for any additional HPCAs we're going to need, just in case. And then here's another one over here too. So I've been adding as much NAC reactors as I could. And quite honestly, I think we're going to go and try and make the liquid naquita fuel. And that in a large reactor will get us at least 500 million EU per tick. Now, if we wanted to go further with this and refine it, we would get 8 billion. But I don't know how much I really want to do that. For one thing, it's going to need infinity dust. This might be a thing that, like, you do when you have creative power. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to have to get into this for. Now, we're going to need Einsteinium. So that kind of leads me to my next point. We're going to have to get back into nuclear craft. There is a way to get Einsteinium elsewise, and that's through neutronium cracked heavy naquita isotope fraction, which that comes from neutronium and heavy naquita isotope, which itself comes from this, which, wait, hold on, what the hell? Okay, yeah, we need an activated naquita isotope, which comes from inert naquita blend, tritium, radion, radon difluoride. So there's a whole other rabbit hole to get into for this. And yeah, this part wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, there's quite a bit to get into. Beyond that, I've been upgrading some of our multi-blocks and such. I think I did this off camera, I'm not sure, but basically I put a 16 amp UHV here. That's also on UEV. So just kind of, giving our machines more power. And speaking of power transfer, I had to make it so that this transformer feeds both into the substation and feeds back out. Because before, it was just being powered by the large reactor. The large reactor was only powering this, that, and that. And, the battery wasn't really doing much besides storing. So I fixed that. Okay. Additionally, I upgraded our hexaflora, a uranium hexaflora, whatever the heck it was called, processing, with the uraninite. And in processing that is how you get uranium dust. Well, if I look up uranium dust, you'll see we have about 8,000. Seems to be kind of dropping, but also climbing. Okay, so that's not doing anything right now. I believe I added a couple of machines back here as well. This is making us more fluorine. It's basically processing the biotite, which again, I've also upgraded that. Yeah, deep slate. Or is this the deep slate? Oh, it's calcite. The deep slate processing is over yonder. So that's also kicked into high gear. And I'm trying to think where I put that other reactor. Oh, it's probably in the chemical reactor room. We come down here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so this is basically making uranium hexafluorinate. Or uranium hexafluoride. That's taking in fluorine hydrofluoric, which, by the way, I've been upgrading these multi-blocks to use the stocking buses now, because quite frankly, they allow for quite near infinite input-output. Because, like, see, it basically exposes the whole network to this. It exposes this item to the machine, as well as these fluids, so it can just instantly do what it needs to do. And I probably could put an ME output hatch here to get rid of these two, but yeah. Okay, so so this is basically our hydrofluoric acid maker, which yeah, so we got 8,000 buckets now. So, lots of little changes that I've been doing. Stem cells, I also upgraded that, so now we have 32,000 on stock always. Also upgraded our assembly machines with the control hatches. Boosted the mixer here as well. There was some dust in here like HSSG and indium, barium, tin, whatever, cuprate. That needed bigger recipes. Oh gosh, whenever I start talking, I get the hiccups. Okay. Let's take a look at the now. And I'll probably go a little bit overboard with this episode today, just because I spent 10 minutes yapping about stuff that I did off camera. Okay, so there's the Holmium quest. That opens up the way for that. But that is, oh yeah, so that would be for creative, yeah. So I'll get these done, made up at some point. We are going to need, again, the bigger CWT, so I might have to move the subatomic maker because 256 divided by 32, that would be 8 HPCAs. Okay, so that opens up the way for the complex SMD components with the Holmium. So that's pretty sweet. I've been wanting to get the helical fusion reactor, but oh yeah, being stopped by the assembly line voltage, which if I were to get 2 UEV energy hatches, I would be able to get UIV on the assembly line. And here, we're going to need... yeah, so none of this really gets... None of this is all pretty easy. I believe when we start wanting to get dynamo hatches... there's something here that needs Holmium. Yeah, here we go. So once we want to make a UEV dynamo hatch or what have you, then we're going to need the Holmium there. Okay. So let's get right into this. Thankfully, I don't need to do any research. Ah, dang it. UEV Energy Hatch. Okay, so there are a couple things here that we need to pattern, namely these and the U. Okay, so that's all good. We need to get that. All right, so boop. Casing. I guess I can just put this in the assembly. And you go into yonder. So just make sure on something. I don't need... Okay, I just need the UHV. Oh, all right. Still need the one activated and the one 2 times. So activated netherite wire. And the 2 times. That's not what I want. Okay. So then we're going to do boop, boop, boop. I guess that's okay. Boop. 2 times, boop. Okay, so we should be able to ask for 2 of you, and that will craft. Okay, oh, no. That is for storage. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of eternal catalyst. Trying to think what to do right now. Let's see, there's the complex SMDs. So that's gonna be a lot of foils, holmium, and the polyethyl cyanocrylate. And consequently, we could, you know, put all of these SMD components into these circuits and probably make them all a lot cheaper too. How's that coming along? Can I make that netherrack any faster? Okay, it's being made in the 8 times farm. How's our lava supply? Yeah, that's good. You know what I could just do? Is have a chemical reactor being fed lava and dust and have like a storage bus on a tank or on a chest or something. That might just be a good idea to do off camera. Holmium Centrifuge. I'm not sure what I meant by that. Maybe I was reminding myself to mention that I did all the Holmium processing. Passive NRAC. Okie dokie. Wish I had like a clipboard. There used to be I think Nomi had a clipboard of some sort. But, oh well, we don't have that now. Oh, and to kind of address what I was going to be doing for the future. Here we go. So here is my nuclear craft room that I kind of did off camera. Just had these basic 7x7s or whatever with the same cryo heating whatever the nonsense cells inside. And you'll notice here I have a advanced world accelerator. My plan is to get 4 of them to put under the reactors to speed up the process so that I can get the californium and the berkelium all that more quickly. As far as these accelerators, they're kind of expensive. The HV1 alone needs 20 LUV emitters, 16 circuits, 20 sensors, 80 LUV fill gens. And yeah, that's pretty much about it there. Now, if I wanted to go a step up, then we're going to need 80 ZPM field gens, 80 ZPM circuits, so on and so forth. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, per se. We'll have to see how fast these things go. But I'm pretty much going to be having, you know, TBU, LEA, LEN, and LECM, or whatever it is, to get the californium and berkelium, because unfortunately, there's no way to fuse californium or berkelium, and there's no way to fuse einsteinium, at least not on the hard mode. There's centrifuging, there's distilling this nonsense. Again, there's that nonsense, but otherwise, yeah, we gotta get back into nuclear craft. Okay, how's those energy hatches coming along, boy? Looks like it's making diamond bolts, making all this nonsense. What is the deal with diamond bolts? Well, that would be a big thing to fix. Is the lathe just stuck on something right now? Where's the cutter? Oh, it's making the UXPICs right now. I see. UXPIC ship. That's on UV. Wondering. See, there's the rods right there. Okay. UXPIC chip. Wait, what's it doing now? Is it still on the last bit of UXPCIC, the at letters and such? Wait, why isn't it doing anything with the bolts? Or the wait, what? Oh, it must have done the diamond bolts when I wasn't looking. Okay, this might take a while. UV. So I could probably buff this at some point. Okay, so while that's doing that, let's go do some other things. So, thorium. We got a shit ton of thorium in our system here. Now, if we want to process this thorium, we're going to need to send it into a thermal centrifuge to get the 232 to make the puck. which means I'm gonna need me a thermal centrifuge. What is this doing? Yeah, it's handling that. What about you? You're handling deep slate. Feels like I can repurpose this for now. That's the input hatch. That's the output bus. Screw it. I guess we'll do it this way. Boop, boop. All right, so that is making us our 232 and 64 at a time, which it's gonna queue up in here to send once it finishes. Yep, see, there you go. I might be able to get this to go more quickly, or whatever, faster with a new hatch. Let's see. Do I have any UHVs on me? Of course I wouldn't. It would need me to make one. Okay. Then let me see. TBU. Okay, so I still have the patterns and such for this. So let's do. Like that. Okay, so let's go down to the reactor room, which, if I'm not mistaken, over here. All right, so now I don't know if I can. I don't think I can use ME interfaces and GregTech pumps to put stuff in here, so I think I'm just gonna have to do the export bus method. Okay, so boop boop. So you are going to be you. All right. So that now is taken in TBU. It's going to spit out the depleted, but we don't have a import bus on that. So let's do boop. Deplete. I'll just do this. That should work. Okay. So now we put everything back away. Depleted. Okay. So we have our TBU. Now, if we wanted to process that, it would need to go through a centrifuge. And I might need to make a dedicated centrifuge for this stuff. I'll have to double check. Let's see. LEN. Okay, so remind myself, with the TBU, that comes out to uranium or neptunium. Yes, I think it's LEN. Yep. Okay, so that will be the next one. So let's get those. And pretty much we're gonna just repeat this process over here. And the cool thing about this situation is I could just have an energy converter here, provide power for these accelerators. and it'll be a self-feed situation. I mean, we really don't need to do anything with the power. We're just more concerned about the isotopes. So, yeah, so let's get, I guess I have 2 more of these on me. Gonna go boop. And we're gonna need a 4 times, I mean, I don't know if I need a 4 times, but that's just what I'll go with. Boop. And let's see, Krylobus. Boop. Boop, boop, and boop. Okay, why aren't you connected? Should be connecting. Fission reactor port. Fission reactor port. That. Is it because it's not turned on yet, or what? Hold on. Let me just. Okie dokie. So you boop. Okay, so you are running now. Why the fuck? What the? What is going on with this thing? Enter IO. Hello? Like, I know you're bugged and shit, but. Okay, confused as hell? Okay, there we go. I don't fucking know. It works now. All right, so when in doubt, replace shit, I guess. All right, so you. There we go. So that's working now. And then with LEN, that depletes into LEA. Wait, right? Let me double check something. Americium. So LEA. Or Americium. Yeah, right. So that makes sense. So there's that. Boop and boop. Boop, boop, boop. Doop. Energy converter. Where is it? There you are. And boop. I'm probably doing this like completely unnecessarily, but right. LEA. Boop. And boop. There we go. Oh, you know what? I just realized I forgot to do something here. LEN. LEN. Depleted LEN. There we go. I don't know if that was looping things, but Lastly, I'm gonna put these here just for future, because I don't have the other accelerator yet. But that'll be something that I get off camera for sure. Need you. Boop, boop. Damn it. All right. So LEC. Did I not have the CF? LECM? Curium 246. I want to say it's LECM then. LECM. And if that depletes, that goes to LECM, berkelium. Yeah. Okay, so. Or would I do this? LE. 246, 243 versus 246, wait. 246, 245. So I think I went 246 and there's 246. Yeah, so I want LECM 245. Okay. So you go there and depleted 245. Boop. And lever. Okay. So let's go up here. So LEA. LEN. Not 14, damn it. LECM. Okay. So there's all that. Now, depleted. Oh, hang on. LECM 245. Okay, so there's TBU. Whoop, I'm going in the wrong room. I'm getting all mixed up here. Okay. So you. Hey, you know what? I might have to make my own dedicated centrifuge. Yeah. Okay. So there's one UEV Energy Hatch, and there's a UEV Age achievement or quest complete. Where's the other one coming? Making that. Inkalloy. That's one thing I didn't set up, I guess. With the blast smelter. There's that quest done, or that craft done. Where are you? Shit. Says I gotta check something. Is it... Okay, let me get on this side. Okay, nothing's in the system. I don't... Oops. Oh, never mind. So if I ask for you... What? Okay, now what's going on? I did it again. It's not in there. There we go. Cool. There. All right. How's that centrifuge block going? Still working on that. All right. Scheiße. Let me pause here. I'm going to go get this machine finished up, built, and set up with the depleted situation. And we should start getting... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, yeah, I can extract all that. Yeah, so I'll get everything set up, get the depleteds into the centrifuge, and then we'll go from there. All right, back in a few. Okay, we're back, everybody. As you can see here, I've got the large centrifuge. This big bad boy. It is processing our depleted stuff, and it's running off of UHV because it was not able to overclock based on the ZPM or whatever it had before. It's probably ZPM, but now we're on UHV and it's processing, you know, as much as it can, given the power that's being fed to it. If I had probably a 4 amp UHV on here, it might be able to do more. But as you can see, I have a stocking bus for the depleted, and then I have the output bus. I need to get another network thingy over here. Okay, so I'm not getting anything other than LEA, LEN right now. What's going on? Is it because I think I have the depleted LEA, LEN going somewhere else? Is it in here? No. No, I think I removed it. Okay, so hold on. Let me see something here. I think it's this floor. Is it this floor? This floor. Okay, so what do you have going on over here? So there's the LEN. And there's the LEN. LEN. Oh, interesting. The description thing there was cool. Oh, you're not running because you don't have a lever. There we go. And that's what, making like 180,000 RF per tick. Not that really matters too much. Depleted. Okay, what? Not sure where the depleted stuff is going to, because I thought I took out the centrifuge that was receiving those parts. So let me go down over here. Oh, there's... Oh, wait, is there not a... It doesn't appear to be a priority. I need to figure out where these things are going. I may have made a centrifuge elsewhere that was taking them. So let's see. Yep, we're getting our numbers up. I watched it rise. There's berkelium there. 209, 1045. Yep, going up still. Good, good, good. So I want to get the cyclical assembler, the cyclical fusion reactor, because then we can on demand craft the Einsteinium here. So I'm going to need another of you. But that also being said, we're going to need dynamo hatches for the substation. So let's see, where's my recording software? Okay. So UEV dynamo. So there's a substation dynamo hatch, right? So we're also going to need to get our assembler on UEV power. Which you, or the circuit one, UHV. I mean, I could just... Oh, wait, no, I do need a single UEV energy hatch here. Okay, this is going to be... Looks like last time. I'm going to have to get a transformer until I can single block this thing. So let's see. Transformer... Transform up. Yeah, we need this. So the ultra high voltage transformer. Ultra high voltage transformer, transform. That will do. So let's get that. Oh. Scheiße. Okay, well, this is gonna intercept. Okay, let me pause. Well, hold on, let me figure things out here. Yeah, this might need to be a next episode thing. So let me just pause here and see where I can get to. All right, everybody, we're back. So I think I'm going to be installing this thing on this assembly line. Where did I put the power? There you are. Okay. So we're gonna need... Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Boop. Boop. Let's see, you... I think I need to go like that. All right. So output... Oh, I gotta reverse this. There you go. Input. And then the output should be on the other side, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay. So boop. No, not that. Boop. Boop. And that's the UHV. So I still have the UHV. I do. There we go. It's not powered. Oh, there we go. Cool. So there we go. UEV. Okay. So do I still have? I don't think I made any patterns. UEV. Shoot, what was I trying to make again? I think it was the dynamo hatch, wasn't it? Yeah, so this bad boy. So there's a lot of patterns here. Let's get to it. All right, so boop. Get rid of some things here I don't need. So dynamo hatch, another UEV. It's a UHV, apparently, thankfully, but all right, so that's going to be another assembly line. All right, so we're going to need to get U patterned. And U pattern. And I need to make a hammer multi-block. U. And dynamo hatch, that's the ZPM. That's the assembly line. All right. And let's see. I need to go over here. Make sure I plug it into the right doodad, right assembly line. All right. Okay, so still need that and that. So I'm going to borrow this for a second. We're going to go boop, boop, boop. And Holmium. In you go. UEV. Okay, need the power transformer. Oh shit, did I just... There we go, take that out. Okay, what else? UEV power transformer. There you go. I think that's the one I need. Looks about right. And let's get rid of that. All right, so the wire here. Let's give you the wire a little boost. Boop. Okay. Dynamo substation. There we go. Okay, that is in business. So that is going to take probably some time to craft. So let's see. This could be a good spot to pop off. But now that I have the UEV substation, or will, I'm going to go plant that into the substation. That way I can power our assembly lines with 2 hatches of UEV. Now, with the UEV, we could technically... Well, I guess no, I don't need this anymore. Because I was going to say I should put this on a large Nuculear reactor, but now I'm just using lasers for that, so don't really need that so much anymore. So I think what I'll do is I'll end off the episode here. I'll do a little optimization of some things. Okay, you are still cooking. Between episodes, I'll get the UEV dynamo hatch set up. And next episode, we'll come back. And we should be able to get the hyperbolic microverse rejector. I think I have saved some circuits. Oh, damn it. My throat. Sorry about that. I say, oh, nope, that's totally there. save some circuits and some field generators, although I'm not sure where the robot arm is coming from. Did I? Oh, it's EV. Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, so there's that. And then the rest of this shouldn't be that bad. So we should be able to get the helical fusion reactor next episode, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure I have the worst of these blocks. All right, enough rambling. I'm going to call it here. I hope you guys did enjoy. I do apologize that I did so much off camera, but we're getting closer to the end, and I can't wait. That being said, I will see you all in the next one. Ta-ta for now.